Assalamu alaikum, peace be on you. As most of you know, my name is Attorney Sarah Nadeem. Today I'm here at OPTV Global. This program is called Legal Talk, in which we are going to cover various legal matters. Today I'm going to be talking about E2 visas. E2 visas is a visa which is for foreign nationals who want to come and establish a business in USA. This is not an immigrant visa, it's a non-immigrant visa. This visa allows people from various countries with whom USA has a treaty to come to USA and establish a business. So your condition that you have to meet is that you have to be from a country in which there is a treaty with USA. Unfortunately, India is not one of the countries of the treaty, but Pakistan is, so is UK and France and Germany and many other countries. So to start off with, I'm going to give you some information about what is it that you need to be doing to get this visa. This visa allows people, investors, to come into the country, USA, and get a visa to establish a business for up to 2 years. So it's a visa that is for 2 years, which is renewable indefinitely. And this is a very unique visa because not every visa is renewable indefinitely, but this visa is. Another interesting aspect of this visa is that the investment does not have to be a huge investment like the million investment. You must have heard of another visa called EB5. Now EB5 requires you to make an investment of 1 million, whereas this particular visa does not require you to make an investment of 1 million. It requires you to make an investment which is substantial. So the term that they're using, the alfaz जो इस्तेमाल किया है वो है substantial. So what is substantial? Well, it all depends on the nature of the business. What is the business? So for instance, if you are investing in a franchise, you're buying a franchise, another amount will be substantial. If you are starting your own business, another amount will be substantial. So it will all depend on the circumstances and the business. So that's another thing that I just wanted to clarify, that there's no set amount, but it has to be substantial. Generally speaking, what we have seen is that anything in the region of 100,000 is seen to be substantial. In many circumstances, there are investments that are smaller than 100,000, have also been successful, but we'd say that 100,000 is still a safe figure. Now, a lot of people ask what happens to the family. Does one just come by themselves? Well, the interesting and the nice thing about this visa, E2 visa, is that if you're successful in getting it, you can also bring your wife and your children. So your wife or your husband, which is a spouse, because again, I shouldn't be sexist. Anybody, it could be a male or a female who invests, and their husband or their wife can come with them. And they can also bring their children. But there's a little condition on the children. It has to be, and they have to be under the age of 21. So your spouse and your children under the age of 21 can actually come to the country with you and can live in the country, and your kids can be educated in the country, and your spouse, now there's a catch and a good one, which is in your favor, which is your spouse can actually work. And your spouse does not have to work in your business. The spouse can actually go and work with any other employer, which means that one person who has come as an investor, the other person, which is the wife or the husband, can come as a spouse and find a job and work in another company. And sometimes it might work out that the other company is paying more than your business, but then that's fine. So because of the dynamics of it, sometimes what can be feasible is the less qualified spouse becomes the investor, the more qualified spouse becomes a spouse, comes and gets a job. So that's one way of doing it, which is an interesting way of doing it, and I hope it will help you and your families. That means कि आमतौर पे अगर बीवी apply करके investor आए, it will work out better. Because husband के पास usually they have more qualifications, they can actually come and get a job on that basis. They don't have to sort of wait for an employer to sponsor. So that's that. Another thing that I want to share with the audience is that in this particular visa, the thing that you have to be very careful about is what is it that you are going to be doing and projecting. So a lot of people think it's just an investment visa. This is not just an investment visa. That means it is not about showing money. A lot of people say, oh, can we put the money in the bank account? Is that sufficient? No, this is not about showing money. And it is also not just about investing money. It's actually about running a successful business in America. So this visa, if you think about it like this, then it's easy for you to understand what will be the criteria for you to be successful in getting this visa. So when you are thinking about actually running a business, so for that, what you will need to start off with, you would need a very good business plan. And you would need that business plan to sit all square and properly on the plan of the legislation. The plan of the legislation of E2 is that you come into USA, you make a substantial investment, you establish a business which is not marginal. So marginal is the term, just the malki hai, uske andar terminology, legal terminology. It should not be marginal. So you should be able to show in your business plan that you are going to be a successful business over a period of 5 years, and you will make more money than what you and your family need to survive. So I have given you the main nuggets, the main elements होते हैं business plan के, वो मैंने आपको थोड़े से बताए हैं, so that you have an idea that it's not just any business plan. It's not the same as when you go to a CPA to say, get me a business plan to get a loan from a bank. So that's not the same. So your success of your visa, application of visa, will depend on many, many things. One of them is to have a good attorney, and the other is, of course, tied to it is a good business plan, and tied to it is also a good business, and tied to it is also how you actually progress the business. So it's quite a sort of a complicated system that a good attorney can actually assist you with.
Kaba Fusion is a pharmacist-owned, patient-focused team of professionals with over 30 years' experience providing intravenous medication to patients in the comfort of their own home. Founded by Dr. Sohail Masood, Kaba Fusion has 7 state-of-the-art pharmacies located across the country. Visit us at kabafusion.com to learn more about the benefits of in-home infusion therapy.
ओ जरा मुझको झुलाओ ना झूला रे माँ मुझको झुलाओ री झूला जरा माते मामा ते मामा ते मामा मामा ते मामा ते मामा ते मामा तेरे इश्क में कीते तूने ते तवीत जानिया तेरे इश्क में कीते तूने ते तवीत जानिया.
So what I would like you to understand is that what is important in this particular application is having a good attorney who can actually guide you as to what you need to do, and that includes a good business plan. And the business plan should not be just any business plan that you get from any CPA or any accountant, for instance, to get a loan. So the criteria that the bank is looking at for a loan is very different to the criteria that the immigration services are looking at to enable you to get a E2 visa. So in that business plan, you are supposed to show, I'll just give you some idea, not the whole thing, because for the whole thing, I would like you to engage an attorney and get assistance from an attorney. But what initially you would like to show and should show is that this is the business that will be successful, very successful, over a period of 5 years. So you would say, Attorney Sarah Nadeem, you just said that this is a visa only for 2 years. Why do I have to show a business plan for 5 years? Well, that's because although technically it is just for 2 years, they want to be able to see that this is a good business plan because it is constantly and continuously renewable. So after 2 years expire, as long as you're sticking with the business plan, you can again renew it for another 2 years. So on the whole, it's like a 5-year to 10-year sort of a plan that is a better idea than just going with the minimum of sitting and making up a little plan for 2 years and saying, well, that's what Attorney Sarah Nadeem said, 2 year, let's just float this for 2 years. So it's really important to take this seriously. And again, a lot of attorneys have people and agencies and other CPAs and business planners who they work with, and I do too. So again, if you engage attorneys or if you engage me, I'm an attorney, then I will be working with the people who actually have had a good record of successful business plans, and then they will draft a business plan. So the business plan should have, as I said, a projection of 5 years. Another important thing about this is that, as I explained to you, it doesn't have to be a figure, dollar figure. There's no dollar figure. It has to be substantial. It will all depend on what kind of a business it is. And another addition is that the law provides that you should be a successful business and making more than marginal money. That means making more money than just to survive for you and your family. Now, a lot of times you are not able to actually be this fantastically successful business. Your profits are not very high because the reality is that America is expensive, and to start a float off a business, the first 2 to 5 years are actually the tough times of a business. So that's the hurdle on which a lot of businesses fall. Now, I'm going to give you another little secret advice here, which is that, secret tip, as it were. This is not legal advice, because for legal advice you must consult an attorney and you must call them and engage with them, but I'm just giving an overview, which is in that period in which you are not making this fantastic amount of profit, if you are actually employing people and you are sustaining other jobs, then that can also be counted towards a reason why your visa should be again renewed for another 2 years. So again, this is a little nugget, a little सोने का क्या बोलते हैं उसको piece मैंने आपको भी दिया है कि business plan सिर्फ ये ना हो कि हम कितना ज़बरदस्त करेंगे मामला, मगर इस पर अगर साइड के business plan में अगर ये भी साथ साथ चल रही हो बात कि employees होंगे, and exactly उसकी detail, as I said, once you hire an attorney, she will or he will explain to you how that can work. So that would be also part of the business plan. As long as you have that in mind, you should be good. So generally speaking, to recap, you can actually be from any country in which you have the country who has a treaty with USA, and Pakistan does. So does United Kingdom, and the investment, or rather the injection of money, is not just about investment. Injection is actually about running a business, a successful business. So you have to convince on the paper, and your applicant, your attorney is going to convince USCIS that you are coming here to run a successful business. And in that successful business, you will be earning more than just sustaining yourself and your family. And your spouse can also come and work here. Your children under 21 can be here. And you can keep on renewing it. So then your next question might be, okay, this all sounds very nice. What do we do next? So well, I'm going to now tell you again that my name is Attorney Sarah Nadeem, and my telephone number is 424-278-5922. That's 424-278-5922. And my email address is sarahnadeemattorney@gmail.com. So you can email me anytime, and I would be happy to assist you.
ओ जरा मुझको झुलाओ ना झूला रे माँ मुझको झुलाओ री झूला जरा माते मामा ते मामा ते मामा मामा ते मामा ते मामा ते मामा ओ तेरे इश्क में कीते तूने ते तवीत जानिया तेरे इश्क में कीते तूने ते तवीत जानिया ओ जरा मुझको झुलाओ ना झूला रे माँ मुझको झुलाओ री झूला जरा माते मामा ते मामा ते मामा मामा ते मामा ते मामा ते मामा ओ तेरे इश्क में कीते तूने ते तवीत जानिया तेरे इश्क में कीते तूने ते तवीत जानिया.
So you would say, well, now that you have now that I have your email address, what do I do now? Well, I would like you to get in touch with me, and you would say, well, Sarah Nadeem, attorney, how do I now move forward? Well, the way to move forward would be, the first thing would be to actually identify exactly what business are you going to be interested in. There are various options, many options. Are you going to be buying a new business? Are you going to be buying a franchise? Because that's also possible. Are you going to be actually owning and buying part of the business? Are you going to start a new idea altogether? So there's a whole spectrum of what is it that you are going to use as the anchor for your E2 visa. So once you come to me, again, we can have a detailed consultation about exactly what works for you, because no two people are alike. Even the 5 fingers on your hand are not alike. Nothing is the same. Everybody is very different. So I would have to assess what works best for you. The next thing would be, if you have people here and you know businesses here and you want to own part of it, again, you must own more than 50%. So that means 51%. So it's not just new businesses or franchises. Again, we can discuss that. You can actually go into business with an existing business, as long as you can show that you are going to be owning more than 50%. More than 50% means 51%. Again, I would be happy to explain this to you and how this works. So this is really kind of a planning and mapping and moving gradually. It's not something that you can just do overnight. It's not like fast food, but it will require engaging an attorney who can actually do the due diligence where it's required, and guide you. Again, because the thing with, I'm also a business lawyer. I do real estate law and business law as well, and I have seen that my business clientele are very eager to move fast, and because they're moving fast and they're very enthusiastic, a lot of time their due diligence is not in place. So that's why I urge my brothers and sisters, and by that I mean the audience, to please engage with an attorney, even if it's not me, any attorney who you work with, so that they will guide you, because they know what they're talking about. Again, the reason I say that is because if you have businesses here and people have businesses here, they might actually ask you to come and invest. So your attorney will make sure that you are not just throwing your good money into a pool where you will see no results. So they're going to maybe stop you from doing things that might look good on paper to you, but they are there to assist you. They're actually on your side. Your attorneys are on your side. The other thing that I want to also mention is that if you want to set up your own business here, you will have to set up an incorporation here. Incorporate or an LLC. Again, I can assist you, or your attorney can assist you in that as well. So that's just the basic stuff that setting up a business here, another route, getting a franchise here, again, another route, setting up a business as well as starting a business with the existing business, again, it's a whole combination of factors that you would have to take into account. Again, who will be the investor? If the husband is more qualified, maybe he should not be the investor, the wife should be the investor, and the husband can be an employee when he comes here. So there's a whole variable that needs to be discussed before we actually just jump in the pond and start swimming towards America. So the other thing that, again, I would like to mention is that this is a non-immigrant visa. That means it is a visa that is allowing you to come into the country and actually working here and running a successful business. It's all about running a successful business, not just throwing money. Somebody asked me, what if we put so much money, again, in an account, or how do we actually, when are we sure that this has actually happened? The money part, because obviously it's substantial money, is still not just a couple of $100, it's like $100,000 or so. Now, again, generally speaking, I would consult with you and give you more detailed advice, but at this stage I can suggest that one way of doing it is that if you are actually buying a business, when we progress to that part, then one can actually go on to open escrow, not just show money. We would have to show to the USCIS that we are actually into the business, almost bought it, but the escrow is conditioned and conditional upon one contingency and only one contingency, and that is the granting of E2 visa. So that means that basically you are also, again, I can assist you with the escrow talk so that we are sure that your money does not get stuck or get lost, just in case your E2 visa is not accepted and granted. Then that could be, again, is just a little gold nugget that I've given you, which is just to put a little contingency in escrow. I hope that assists you.
बर्गर इन ग्लेंडेल कैलिफोर्निया। जी हाँ, ज़बिया हलाल बर्गर अब LA में। आला क्वालिटी जूसी हलाल बर्गर, हलाल विंग काम्बोज, पार्टी पैक और बहुत कुछ। एक बार खाइए और बार बार आइए, फैमिली को भी साथ लाइए। बर्गर इन ग्लेंडेल कैलिफोर्निया।
ओ जरा मुझको झुलाओ ना झूला रे माँ, मुझको झुलाओ री झूला जरा। जानिया तेरे इश्क में कीते तूने ते तवीत जानिया।
Don't suffer through knee pain, shoulder pain, back pain, or pain from your cancer treatments. Dr. Qureshi and his staff at Arkansas Spine and Pain are here to give you the relief you've been looking for. Call today. You deserve to get your life back ASAP.
So coming back to the fact that it's actually a E2 visa, which is a non-immigrant visa, I would like to highlight, before I leave you in peace, just few aspects of possibilities. Although this visa is a non-immigrant visa, however, it does not mean that there are no other intelligent ways of figuring out another way of getting a green card. Now you'll say, Attorney Sanadine, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that whilst you are here, it may be that your spouse who gets a job might get a job, or I hope he will get a job, with an employer who would give them a H-1B visa, and then they put a green card application for them, and then you become the derivative. That means then you ride on their visa. So that's one way. So although, as I said, do not be fooled by E2 to think that's immigrant visa, but there might be ways around it. Again, if you are not a married person and you are a single person and you've come here, come to make an investment or rather have a successful business, if you are single, you can actually get married And with being married, then we're looking at a family visa. So as I said, one could be an E2 immigrant or non-immigrant investor, business person, but then you can also become a beneficiary of a H-1B visa, and you can also become a beneficiary of a family visa, because if you get married, you can do that. There's two aspects to it.
Kaba Fusion is a pharmacist-owned, patient-focused team of professionals with over 30 years' experience providing intravenous medication to patients in the comfort of their own home. Founded by Dr. Sohail Masood, Kaba Fusion has 7 state-of-the-art pharmacies located across the country. Visit us at kabafusion.com to learn more about the benefits of in-home infusion therapy.
At Arkansas Spine and Pain, we love being a part of the family that is our great state. Our mission is to help every family we can live pain-free lives so you can get back to taking hikes, walking the dog, giving your kids and grandkids piggyback rides. Give us a call today at Arkansas Spine and Pain and get out of the cycle of agony you're in. You deserve to get your life back ASAP.
At the close of this informative little program that I hope was helpful to you, I would like to say that I'm grateful that I'm here sharing my information with you, sharing the information with you. Next time I'm going to be here, and when I'm here next time, I would be delighted to share some more information with you, but this time it will be about wills and trust. Wills and trust is a topic that is relevant to everybody, because all of us are going to go back at some stage or the other. And if you have a will and trust, then basically you are in control of who gets what. In the past, a lot of people have not done a will and a trust, and that has caused, and does cause a lot of problems within the family, and sometimes the money gets lost, and it also can maybe be taken by agencies, whether government or non-government, and not reach the people who they should have reached. So once again, inshallah, I would love to share, and I will share next time, information about wills and trust with you. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.